Here's Bart sketching on his dad's head. And here's the time Bart pretended to be Mrs. Krabappel's soulmate just so he could shatter her heart to pieces. They don't call him the master of mischief for nothing, but in his time, Bart has pulled some pretty mean-spirited pranks. So today, I'm going to be going through all of his pranks to find out which one is the most evil, from some mild monkey business all the way to his savage schemes. Starting with the time Bart got Skinner to break dance in front of the entire school. For as long as any of us can remember, there's only been one prankster prince at Springfield Elementary, and of course, it's Bart. But that all changes when a new kid called Donnie enters the fray in Mrs. K's class and immediately throws down the gauntlet.
Who's the new meat in my seat?
Bart, this is Donnie. He's here at our school because he was kicked out of PS 132.
If taking Bart's throne wasn't bad enough, Donnie goes straight for his pranking crown by pulling a stunt in his very first recess. Bart gets super jealous seeing the new kid getting all the praise, so he tries to join in with the trash flinging, but he ends up with egg on his face. Well, egg and the rest of the cafeteria slop. Obviously, El Barto isn't going to take this lying down, so he gets to scheming and figures that the only way to one-up Donnie is to target the biggest and baddest name in school, Principal Skinner. He knows that Seymour's planning on giving a speech to the kids, so what better time than to hit him with a prank? The prank in question is putting some metal in Skinner's shoes.
This, Donnie.
Skinner slips on his new metal-lined shoes, and while giving his speech, Bart slides onto the school stage to make his principal become his puppet. But just making Skinner tap dance isn't enough for Bart. He's got to really push the envelope, and boy, has he got a showstopper lined up. Can you imagine the smell of those retainers? Most of the kids are on a diet of crayons and fish sticks. Anyway, back inside, Bart appears from under the stage trap door to a standing ovation. The weird thing is, Skinner's ready to rain hell down on whoever pranked him, and you'll never guess who steps up to take the rap. Donnie.
I'm gonna throw this away and use this instead when I catch the culprit, and I will.
Principal Skinner, I did it.
Bart appreciates that another kid would take the heat and decides to bury the rivalry with the new kid, but when Donnie steps foot in Skinner's office, we realize he's not exactly who we thought he was. I know, pretty ominous. Well, actually, maybe I oversold that a bit, like he's not some alien or something.
Young man, brace yourself for some congratulations.
We finally have a man on the inside. We're gonna put Bart Simpson away for a long time.
He's a mole, a rat, a snake, and any other untrustworthy animal. With the inside info, Skinner's able to foil more of Bart's pranks, like this classic bit of cheeky photocopying. That's where Bart's pranks end for that episode. Donnie does eventually double-cross Skinner and joins the good fight, but he'll never be in the same league as El Barto. Although it's a pretty basic prank from Bart, don't get me wrong, it might take some skill to pull off, but pranksters have been using magnets for years. It's hardly his most evil either. I like to think of it as him flexing his muscles, so showing the school he's still got it and all that. But the next set of pranks I wanted to touch on are a little more devious and maybe the most famous. Bart's prank calls to Moe. The first was way back in the third episode of the series, and it really set the tone from there on out.
Is Mr. Freely there?
Oh.
Freely. First initial is IP.
Hey, everybody, IP Freely.
After that, Bart makes it his mission to terrorize Moe's tavern when he can, calling up and getting Moe to embarrass himself in front of all of his regular Lagerlouts.
Yes, I'm looking for a Mrs. O-Problem, first name B.
Yeah, just a minute, I'll check. Come on, guys, do I have a BO problem here?
You sure do!
Even when Bart calls up to find his dad, he can't help himself.
Hello, is Homer there?
Homer who?
Homer... sexual.
Come on, one of you guys has gotta be homosexual.
Don't look at me!
Pranking Moe is pretty easy, though. I mean, sure, some of these you'd fall for, but would any of you guys really fall for this?
Hey, everybody, I'm a stupid moron, and my butt smells with an ugly face and a big butt, and I like to kiss my own butt.
It's not been all plain sailing for Bart with this long-running prank, though, because there was a time where one of his funny made-up names just happened to be at the tavern.
Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
Hold on, I'll check. Oh, somebody check the men's room for a Hugh Jazz.
I'm Hugh Jazz.
But Bart's not a sore loser. He tells Mr. Jass the truth.
This is a crank call that sort of backfired, and I'd like to bail out right now.
All right. Better luck next time.
You'd think that after years of calling up the tavern that Mo would have clocked Bart's voice by now, so let's see if he finally clocks him when they cross paths.
Excuse me, I'm looking for...
Wait a minute. I know that voice. If it isn't little Bart Simpson, I haven't seen you in years.
Of course he doesn't, which means Bart is still prank calling Mo to this very day.
I'm looking for a Mr. Buttface, first name Ima.
Try saying it out loud.
I'm a buttface?
Yeah, after 36 years of a running prank, things do start to get a little dry. Anyway, this is nowhere near the most evil prank of Bart's, but it sure is impressive that he's kept it up for as long as he has. It borders on psychotic, but it's not evil. Usually Bart's pranks are some wild attempt at getting attention, or in Mo's case, just because he can. But in the episode of The Telltale Head, Bart pranks the entire town just to impress a load of bullies. This is actually one of those Simpsons episodes that starts right at the end. We see the mob of angry citizens foaming at the mouth, wanting Bart to pay for what he's done.
Hey, that's Homer Simpson!
And his kid, Bart. Let's kill them.
He goes on to explain to the mob that when this whole thing started, it was when he first met Jimbo Jones and his gang, and they got him on the path to being bad. Like when they got Bart to distract the poo so they could fill their pockets.
Now don't you kids take anything. I'm watching you. I've got eyes in the back of my head.
While in the town square, the gang throws rocks at the statue of old Jebediah, and while Bart joins in, he can't help but feel he's doing something really wrong. That guy founded their town, and it just doesn't sit right with him. So, when he brings it up to Jimbo and the boys a little later, they don't think he's got what it takes to be a part of their crew.
Sorry! We forgot how much you love Jebediah Springfield. Yeah, he's your boyfriend.
Hey, come on, guys.
This is where Bart makes the big mistake. Instead of just ignoring those rotten apples, he heads to ask his dad for some advice. You know, if he should do the unthinkable just so those kids like him. And you'll never guess what he says. I mean, he totally will.
So, like, sometimes you could do stuff that you think is pretty bad so other kids will like you better?
You're not talking about killing anyone, are you?
No.
Then run along, you little scamp. A boy without mischief is like a bowling ball without a liquid center.
Real smooth, Homer. So with his dad's advice, Bart heads out to not only show Jimbo and the gang just how cool he is, but to prank the whole town by decapitating the statue of Jebediah Springfield. As soon as he pulls the stunt, Bart immediately regrets what he's done, and though he tries to hide it, with the whole town looking for the head, he has no choice but to come clean.
I wanted some really bad kids to like me. Somehow I got the idea that being popular was the most important thing in the world.
Where did you get a ridiculous idea like that?
Lay off the boy, Marge. He's a good kid. Quit giving him the third degree.
You changed your tune there, Homer. After all, you kind of put him up to it. So that takes us back to where we were at the beginning, and after hearing his story and realizing he just wanted to be popular, the town forgives him. Oh, and this must have helped too.
Forgive me, sir.
No problem, Bart.
I think this prank would have been way up there on the evil scale if Bart had meant it as much as Jimbo and the others would have. Like, you can clearly tell he didn't want to do it, really. He was just a tad misguided. I know, I'm not trying to let him off the hook too easily, but there's being misguided, and then there's being just plain stupid. And while this next prank might not be evil, it's easily one of Bart's most destructive pranks. The time he found himself in possession of a megaphone, or should I say, megaphones. And it's all thanks to a school field trip to the Springfield Police Department.
Now, everyone follow me to my chair, where I just need to get off my feet for a few minutes.
Thanks to Wiggum's wide load and his need to take it off his feet, Bart's left alone with all the megaphones a boy could ever dream of, and he's about to answer the age-old question, what happens when you combine the power of megaphones together? If a fly buzzing by the microphone makes a noise that loud, you can bet your bottom dollar Bart's voice is going to create some sort of sonic boom ripple effect. Honestly, I'm stumped as to why he thought this was a good idea. I know at best he was trying to play a prank by having his voice be super loud, but like, Why? He's literally destroyed half of Springfield. Plus, there's this super annoying ringing sound. For pulling a prank like this, Homer and Marge don't send him to France. Oh no, it's much worse than that. They send him to military school.
Good job, Simpson.
It looks like the army training is sunk into Bart too. By the time he graduates, he's a lot more obedient.
Did you make sure to return all the guns?
Sir, yes, sir.
Don't worry, I'm sure moving back up to Springfield to make Bart go back to his old ways. I just hope he's learned to never pick up a dang megaphone ever again. Again, this prank isn't as evil as it is stupid, but it's so stupid. Like, the level of selfishness with the goal to be funny and entertaining above all else is certainly not good, let's put it that way. Still though, we've got a lot more cranks of the evil prank chain to go. So let's move on up that chain into the tier I like to call casual cruelty. Where up to bat first is the time Bart prank called an entire country. Well, the country of Australia to be exact. You see, after a little game of what liquid goes down the plug hole faster with Lisa, Bart becomes super interested in something called the Coriolis effect. To save you listening to science mumbo jumbo, it's just how things react to the spin of the Earth depending on where they are on the Earth. So in this case, Bart's interested in how the toilets flush.
You'll prove me right.
Lisa tells him that the water runs differently depending where you are on Earth, so Bart picks up the phone book and calls Australia.
We need you to check your sinks and toilets and tell us which way the water is going, and please.
The fixtures, they're all draining clockwise, sir. Oh.
Anyway, Bart still can't believe that water moves a specific way, so he asks the little Aussie kid if he can go and double check that the water runs the opposite way by asking his neighbor. But when Milhouse comes a-callin', Bart can't be bothered waiting for an answer.
Hey, Bart, the bakery caught fire and all downtown smells like cookies. Wanna go smell?
Yes, I do.
Instead of hanging up, Bart leaves the call on and charges the guy in Australia for the international call, which, if you haven't ever had a call overseas, is expensive. If I was to guess, I'd say like
$900 dues? Tobias! Did you accept a 6-hour collect call from the States?
Actually, I was going to say $700 dues. I was way off. Anyway, instead of paying for the call, the dad calls Bart to get to the bottom of things, and he plays a prank on him.
And I want to speak to Dr. Bart Simpson right now.
Hold, please.
All right, but I did.
Payroll, Bert Stanton speaking.
Oi!
If the $900 bill and the pranking wasn't bad enough, when Bart does level with Bruno, he takes it even further.
You picked the wrong guy to tangle with here, mate.
I don't think so. You're all the way in Australia. I think I hear a dingo eating your baby.
Yeah, well, ooh!
Bruno hits back and escalates things to the Australian government to the point that the USA government has to get involved and flies the family out to Australia to try and broker the peace. All Bart had to do was apologize to the whole country, and you know what? He actually does.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to your country.
Roll the credits, guys, because the Simpsons are headed back to Evergreen Terrace, right?
Right after your additional punishment.
Punishment?
Wrong. Bart needs to do more than apologize. He's got to face the big boot.
Uh-oh.
Before Bart can take his medicine, Homer steps in and saves him, and the pair go on the run. Things are eventually settled when Marge acts like a peace broker, and Bart agrees to a smaller kick from the Prime Minister. But yet again, he has other ideas. And you better believe I'm counting this one as another prank.
And this is for the United States of America.
The Aussies are furious. So furious that they run the Simpsons out of the country and tear down the embassy in the process.
All right, mates. Let him at it.
I think the sheer scale of this one makes it stand out. Bart literally pranked an entire country twice. The first time, sure, was almost a collateral hit as he was looking into the way the country's water ran, but pantsing himself in front of the Aussie Prime Minister while singing the US national anthem does make it feel way more spiteful. But no one got hurt. It's not that elaborate, it's just big. Hey, it's one of his most famous stunts. We had to put it somewhere. Certainly not as evil as, say, using explosives. Yeah, I'm talking about the time Bart Simpson turned into a tiny terrorist in the episode The Crepes of Wrath. And it's all thanks to a little cherry bomb, a small time but pretty dangerous explosive that can do some real damage in the wrong hands. Bart doesn't want to blow up a classroom or anything like that. He just wants to light the thing and bomb the toilets.
So you're gonna flush it?
What can I say? I got a weakness for the classics.
So he does, right at the exact time Skinner's mom is visiting the school and using the toilet.
I think I need to make a stop at the little girl's room.
Well, that's one way to unblock your drains. As a result of Bart's bombing, Skinner signs him up to be a part of the foreign exchange student program, to teach Bart a lesson. Everyone agrees that it'd be good for him, apart from Bart. He's sent to live in France, but it's hardly the life of luxury he was promised.
Chateau, my son.
Bart's new French friends put him right to work on their vineyard, but I guess that's what you get for pulling a prank as dangerous as the one he did. Basically, those two guys put Bart through hell. They nearly even poisoned him at one point. So when they send him on an errand, he manages to rat on them to a stranger.
Ils mettent antifreeze de l'eau vin et ils ont donné mon chapeau rouge à l'un.
De l'antifreeze dans le vin? Ah, mais c'est sérieux, ça.
That guy looks after Bart and gets those two criminals put behind bars.
Eh ben maintenant, vous ferez votre vin en prison.
Jetez-le, les prisons!
This is easily Bart's most reckless and evil prank yet. He's just lucky Agnes was the only one on the john when he dropped the bomb. Can you imagine if every cubicle was full? Like, what could possess him to let off a literal bomb in school? If anything, I think Skinner wasn't harsh enough on him. They should have sent him to England to eat beans on toast all summer. Give me a rundown French vineyard any day. Believe it or not, this isn't Bart's only explosive-based prank, although the one I have in mind is a little different. You'll see what I mean. It's April Fool's Day in Springfield, and the apple doesn't fall far from the pranking tree because Homer is first to strike.
Oh no, I can't see. I'm blind. Blind!
April Fools!
And he doesn't stop there.
April Fools!
After letting his dad get a couple over on him, Bart's determined to get him back, so he targets the one thing he knows his dad loves: beer.
Woo! It's a good thing that beer wasn't shaken up anymore, or I'd have looked quite the fool.
So what does Bart do? Grab a bunch of duff and shake, shake, shake. Sorta. He doesn't use his hands. Instead, he goes and uses the paint mixer at a local hardware store. To get things moving faster, Bart adds to his prank by turning the thermostat up to level scorcher, nearly melting Homer and the house along with him.
The following is a public service announcement.
Beer.
Everything's falling into place, and Bart's about to give Homer a sweet taste of revenge. But there's certainly more bang for Bart's buck than he was expecting. It's best if I just show you. Yep, he nearly destroys his house, nearly kills himself, and seriously injures his dad.
Mrs. Simpson, I'm afraid your husband is dead. April Fools. Although I'm afraid he may never walk again.
Homer winds up in a full-blown coma after the event, and Bart feels awful. Sure, his dad might not be able to hear it, but he owes Homer an apology.
It's all my fault. I shook up that can of beer.
Somewhere deep within Homer hears Bart's confession, and it's enough to bring him back to the land of the living.
You little...
Homie, you're all right. We're a family again.
For results alone, this is one of the worst pranks Bart's pulled full stop. The fact that it nearly killed his dad and destroyed his home does take some beating, but is it evil? Nah, he was only trying to get his dad back for pranking him. He never meant to make things go the way they did. Although I gotta say, this is probably the most technical prank he's pulled on this list so far too, so the use of paint mixer, the salty snacks, and turning up the thermostat all led nicely to the prank being a success. Apart from that whole putting Homer in a coma thing. Now this is where things take a big step up as we enter Bart's darkest phase, his savage schemes. These pranks start to become utterly despicable, and the first one that springs to mind is the time Bart created a whole comic book character around Homer being angry, which he creatively names Angry Dad. To get some inspiration for his new character, Bart watches his dad do normal day-to-day stuff where Homer can't hide his anger.
Stupid lawn chair! Come on! Unfold, you...
How does one guy mess up putting a chair up that badly? Anyway, Bart continues to study his dad, realizes he struck gold when he sees what Homer's like while driving, and this guy takes road rage to a whole new level, let me tell you.
Lousy minor setback, this world sucks!
With his comic book overflowing with content, Bart starts selling it around the school, and let's just say Angry Dad is a huge hit.
Angry Dad rocks!
Homer finds out about Bart's little comic when rough animations of Angry Dad start hitting the net, and, people start recognizing him.
It's internet buffoon, Angry Dad!
Let's send him into one of his trademark fits.
When the people of Springfield finally stop harassing Homer, he heads home to confront Bart, and he's got some news for his son that he won't like.
I'm not gonna be Angry Dad for one day longer. I'm giving up anger forever.
So to bring Homer back to the angry side of life, Bart devises one of his most diabolical and technical pranks to date. He manages to hook Homer into it by using his biggest weakness. Not beer, but donuts.
This looks suspicious, but delicious.
Well, dangling over your back lawn doesn't sound bad, especially when the alternative is cacti.
Oh, cacti!
Or, dirty diapers. To be fair to Bart, though, he does give Homer a pair of scissors to cut himself free. It's just a shame Homer doesn't realize he's now dangling over a paddling pool of green paint.
Time to put this ordeal behind me.
Yeah, I think Homer might be just a little bit angry. Might just be me, though. Okay, it's not just me. He literally goes on a rampage throughout Springfield.
It's the Incredible Hulk!
He can't be the Hulk. I'm the Hulk.
Of course you're the Hulk, Stan. Don't let anyone tell you differently. But anyway, thanks to Bart's evil prank, his dad has a full-blown mental breakdown as well as being covered in cactus needles and smelling like used diaper. You gotta be impressed by just how technical this one is. All the different parts moving, the payoff working exactly as intended. It might be evil, yeah, but sometimes you gotta take your hat off. Well, this one was one of Bart's more technical pranks, yeah, but it pales in comparison to just how cruel his next prank is. Like, this one coming up almost kills someone. While on a bike through Springfield National Park, Bart and Lisa notice Martin is at the top of Mount Springfield digging for old arrowheads.
Hey, Martin, what are you doing?
Excavating for arrowheads.
May I join you?
Care to make it a trio, Bart?
Nah, you're okay, Martin. Bart leaves the two brainiacs to their digging and keeps on biking by himself until he stumbles across a sleeping sideshow Mel. Now, what's special about Mel? Well, he has a bone in his hair. A bone Bart could use to prank Martin. Bart ties the bone to a string and buries it, hoping when Martin goes to dig it up, he can pull it out and scare the hell out of him. But let's just say, it does not go down like that.
Martin! Oh my God!
And if nearly killing him wasn't bad enough, Lisa finishes off the job.
Come on, wake up! Bart, you can't just run away from this!
Yeah, I'd be out of there too, Bart. By nightfall, I'd be 3 time zones away with a new name like Leonardo Montenegro or something. Anyway, back in Springfield, the news that hit Martin is missing is now common knowledge, and Chief Wiggum is on the case to find him. But there's a better detective in town, and his name is Nelson Muntz. He watches Bart and Lisa and waits for them to admit what they've done.
We killed Martin Prince!
That's all I needed to hear.
Nelson's got you two right where he wants you. You're going away for a long, long time. Is what I would say if Martin was dead, but he's not.
On that fateful day, these mighty whiteys saved my life.
This prank's evil for tons of reasons, mainly because it's just so needless. Like, what was Bart thinking pulling that stunt on top of a mountain? Why'd he need to prank Martin when he was just minding his own frackin' business, innocently excavating? It just feels weirdly mean. Like, usually Bart's pranks are either harmless in nature or they target people who usually are, like, mean or dumb. Not that that makes it okay, but anyway, here it almost kills a kid, okay? He might not 100% meant it, but this is the most evil prank we've seen so far. But it's not the most evil, because that's what we got coming up next in the episode Radio Bart. For his 10th birthday, Bart gets his hands on a microphone that allows the person holding it to broadcast their voice over AM radio. Just nearby radios, of course, he's not God. But it does mean he can use it for some good old-fashioned pranking.
This is Bartron, commander of the Martian Invasion Force. Your planet is in our hands.
And that is Bart's most evil prank. I'm kidding, obviously. What he does with his new tech is far worse than messing with Homer. Along with a microphone, there's a little radio that Bart has so he can mess with people on the fly, but he ends up losing it down a well.
Whoops.
This is where things turn sick. Instead of, leaving it or asking someone to fetch it, Bart uses the microphone to connect to the radio and pretended that he's a lost little kid stuck down the well. Yeah.
Help!
Hootman! Sounds like trouble a-brewing at the old well!
Willie speeds off to get some help, and it's not long before the whole of Springfield is out trying to figure out a way to save the little kid.
Huh? Hey, what's up?
Some poor kid fell down a well.
Yes!
He's even putting on a sweet, cute voice. Also, I know it might sound bad, but a kid called Timmy O'Toole would 100% be the name of someone getting stuck down a well. But yeah, let's call a spade a spade. This is beyond twisted. Bart realizes he's probably gone too far with this one, as the entire town can't seem to drop it, so he figures he better go down the well and get his radio, but things get out of hand, and that's where karma comes in.
Hey, I almost tripped over this thing.
Serves you right, Fricker. Now you gotta tell the police the real truth if you don't want to end up as plant food down there. Although, when he does spill the beans, the officers aren't exactly as motivated to save him like they were with little Timmy.
Well, ma'am, we've located a piece of machinery in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Well, why don't you get it?
Well, I'm afraid we've got a budget problem.
But the town soon rallies around Bart when they realize his mom and dad have actually lost a kid, so with Willie conducting them, they put together a team to dig Bart out. I would say he's learned his lesson, but we all know Bart would do this again if he knew he wouldn't have been caught. Posing as a kid in need of emergency help is easily Bart's darkest, sickest, most evil prank to date. An entire town was worried sick. He even went above and beyond to make a character for the stuck kid. I get Bart's an attention seeker, a rebel, and all of that jazz, but it's still no excuse, dude. Well, that's all the evil pranking we got for you today, but if you want to check out some more seriously awesome animated goodness, then head on over to our channel. If I missed any pranks, let me know down in the comment section below, or if you want to live life in the fast lane, why not give the video on screen now a click? Come on, what are you waiting for? And as always, guys, thank y'all for watching.